Now, a situation came about where MichaelCrypto, oh man, MichaelCrypto was, of course, Glenn and MichaelCrypto are best friends, not best friends, but they've been friends for years. And so MichaelCrypto was never really doing very well at, at affiliate marketing. He's not a good promoter. He tries, but basically no one had the numbers that me and Trevon had. And just because me and Trevon started out from the jump, and we had all the rich cats, and then also Trevon, again, he had Twitter, he had a lot of, this is his thing. He likes the numbers. He likes the big numbers. And so that's going to translate to good income. Me, I'm like a clown with my thing, being that I'm satisfied. And so I don't really care. I mean, I care, but I don't care that much. As long as it keeps going, I'm all right. Right. So this situation came up where I'm watching a MichaelCrypto video, and MichaelCrypto was one of the guys. He's a promoter under Glenn. Trevon's under Glenn. I'm under Glenn. There's a few other guys under Glenn by this point in January. So I'm watching MichaelCrypto's video, and for a split second, I see his promoter tab. Now, you're not supposed to show that on YouTube, right? That's like no, hell no. Like, you don't talk about that. You don't show that. MichaelCrypto was scanning through his screen, like he had like a bunch of tabs open, and he hit the tab that showed his promoter tab accidentally. So he hit it for a second, at least I think it was accidentally. I also think it could have been intentionally because of what showed there. What I saw was that he was getting 7%, right? Now, at the time, I'm like, wait a minute. So Glenn has 10% because that's what he told us. I have, at the time, 2%, and Trevon probably has 1%, and MichaelCrypto has 7%. So where's the money that Glenn's getting? Like, I didn't get that. Like, so MichaelCrypto, and where's the rest of the money? What about all these other guys, these other promoters that Glenn has under him? So at that point, I started thinking, so does that mean that Glenn is getting more than 10%? Like, he lied about the 15% thing? Because obviously, why has MichaelCrypto got 7%? Now, even though MichaelCrypto has 7%, it doesn't mean that he's making more money. He's getting 7% of whatever is under him, at least as far as I know. I think that's how it works. I don't know what kind of controls exist, what Glenn has. I don't know if he has the option to make it so that he gets 7% of something else, but as far as I know, MichaelCrypto was getting 7% as a development fund of everything that MichaelCrypto earned under him, and that wasn't very much. It was like pennies compared to what, say, Trevon or me was getting. So I get it from a standpoint of he's trying to help out MichaelCrypto. He would have to give MichaelCrypto 7% for MichaelCrypto to feel happy. But then, where does that leave Glenn? I'm thinking, man, is Glenn that generous? Does he not care to the point where he's just going to give away all his money? That's possible. That's very possible, right? So this came up. Obviously, I shoot this off to Glenn. I made a screenshot and I put it in the chat. And it was like, Glenn was like, what's this? I'm like, that's MichaelCrypto, man. So at that point, of course, I was more, I was like, I'm just putting it out there. I don't know what's going to come of this. Now, when Trevon saw it, Trevon was like, what? Yo! Because Trevon's going to want more money, and I even told Glenn, Trevon's not going to handle this the way I'm handling it, which is, it's up to you, Glenn, what you want to do. But, when Trevon sees this, he's going to make a noise about this, So basically, I don't know what happened after that. Obviously, Glenn and MichaelCrypto had a conversation. And I said to Glenn, this is a chance. If there was something that you need to change, this is your chance to change it, Oh, that's when. Yeah, so at that point, I was getting 1% and or something like 1.3, and then he moved me to 2%, right? And then I don't know how much more Trevon got because I didn't ask, but I'm assuming Trevon also got more. So therefore, I was wrong earlier when I said. So basically, when MichaelCrypto was getting 7, I was getting 1.3, I think, and Trevon was getting 0.7. Which is a lot for him because, like I said, he has a huge volume. So that makes 7, 8, 9. That only leaves 1% for Glenn. And then he had to give to other guys. So I'm thinking he was getting 15%. Or maybe he wasn't. And then he was again, but he never told us that he got back his 15. I don't know, man. All I know is 7% for MichaelCrypto was just crazy. But I understand it from a point of he owes MichaelCrypto because they're friends. I get that, right? But 7% is kind of up there, and it would only be that much because Glenn doesn't care. And if that's the case, I think that's amazing because it means he's just a generous guy and a good guy. And that's what I want it to be, right? So, but then after that, changes were made. I even said to Glenn, man, Glenn, you need to get everybody together and be very transparent about who's getting what. Because I think if we would all have an understanding that, well, Craig does this much, so that's why he would get that much. Trevon does this much, if we were all being transparent about who's getting what for what reason, I think we would all agree and be cool. But Glenn was like, no, he doesn't want to do that. So I'm always about transparency. I don't know, for whatever reason, he didn't want to do that. So he made the change. Me and Trevon got more as a result of me revealing this thing about MichaelCrypto. And then he disappeared. He was gone. Like, we didn't hear from him for a long time. Yeah, maybe about 7, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days. Nothing from Glenn. So I figured, man, the situation with MichaelCrypto really screwed everything up. And then things got worse because then, so now Glenn contacted, when we did hear from Glenn, right? It was tax time now because, it's January or December now. And because I think either this happened in January or late December, but now it's tax time. And Glenn contacted me and showed me a tax form. It says, Craig, I need you to fill this out. It's some kind of 1099 form. I'm like, what is this? What the hell is this? You never gave me no money, right? And he's like, this is just for me my accountant says I need this from you. Because I'm like, when did you give me money and how much? Right? Because he never gave me jack, right? Everything I got was from the Bitconnect blockchain. And I was like, do I have to explain this to you that, BCC tokens and tax is just like, there's no relationship there, right? Now, he's not a crypto person. He's a marketing person. So I'm thinking, well, is he that blind? Like, what is this, So I didn't like that. Like, you could make an argument if you're an accountant to say you're going to file tax and you're going to claim this stuff. You could make that argument and you could go ahead and do that, but it's not smart to do that. We don't need to, right? Because as far as I know, the tax isn't relevant until you put the money in the bank. Unless, I don't know, man, unless you buy Bitcoin. This is the only way I would think it would be relevant. If you buy Bitcoin, you have it on the exchange, it goes up in value. Now, are you supposed to pay tax on that if you didn't cash it out? No, I don't think so. I think it's when you're ready to take that profit. Let's say you bought X amount of Bitcoin, it goes up in value. You made 20 G's in profit from it going up in value. Now, if you want to take that 20 G's and put it in the bank, you need to pay tax on that. That's my understanding. Now, if we have Bitconnect tokens that I'm getting from the blockchain, or he had sent me tokens to give away for a giveaway. We did a $100,000 giveaway. He sent me tokens and I made videos about that. I showed, hey, I got the money from Glenn. I got the 20 G's because he gave me like 20 G's at a time. Or it wasn't even just me. It was me and everyone else. So I got like maybe 20 or 30 G's, 40 G's. He would give it to me. I would send it all out as free tokens to everyone. Now, this is what he wants me to fill a form out about. And I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. You're on the wrong page, so now he kept coming at me with this. So what I did was I said, look, man, I tried to explain, in order for me to explain that he's wrong, I said to him, look, man, I sold all my crypto for US dollars. That is the way I'm paying my tax. My tax accounting firm told me that the easiest way to get over these tax hurdles is to get rid of all the cryptocurrency, put it in fiat and pay the tax on the fiat, and I'm clear as far as paying tax. That's what I told him. That was a lie, right? But I told it to him and Trevon, right? Because I wanted to get them off my back about this tax form. And it seemed to work. It seemed to work because they were like, Craig, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. And that's why I haven't told anyone. Because if I go out and make a video saying I sold all of my crypto to pay, because I want to pay tax, everybody would look at me like I'm crazy, because that's a crazy thing to do. Well, however, I did tell them that. That's what I did, right? And then he asked me, so what do you think is a good amount to have in the bank? I said, $1 million. I didn't say I had that much, but I said that if I was going to do that, I would like to have $1 million that way and pay $1 million and pay whatever, $300,000 in tax. Now, I didn't know if they believe that I did that, but I didn't say I didn't do it, right? And then so that's where that conversation ended as far as the tax conversation. It didn't come up again until after. This is before the lending went down, this tax conversation. Now, after the lending went down, man, things got crazy, because then now Glenn's like, you guys, you need to get lawyers. The government's going to make an example of you. Basically everything that he's saying is what I'm seeing other people saying on YouTube. All the comments that I'm getting, every day I get comments about dropping the soap and, get my ass ready and all this stuff, you going to jail. I get them I was getting them every day. Now I'm not on YouTube anymore, but I read all my comments. I approve all my comments. So I was getting those constantly. And to hear Glenn talk the same way about the situation, and like after the fact, after everything went down, it's like, it's too late now to be talking like that. You should have been saying this from before, so that was like a really not a good situation. Like every time we talked to him, he would be so, because he has a lawyer, he has, rightfully so, because he's in a position where there's a lot of money involved. Potentially. I don't know if he has a lot of money, but I'm assuming based on what he said to us that he does have tons of money. And if he does, then of course he's going to be worried about what's going to happen next. I'm not, because I don't have shit. I don't have shit. I'm already lost. I already lost. I told him, he said, man, I said, if they're going to make an example of me, it's done. I'm not going to do about that. Right? And then he comes again with the tax form. He's like, and then he says, at this point now, things are like really heated. And he comes to me, hey, buddy. Now, when I see hey, buddy, I'm like, this is not even Glenn anymore, because he doesn't refer to me as hey, buddy. Now he's insulting me by saying, hey, buddy, we need to talk about this tax form. That's when this is like after, like down the line, that's the last time. And I was like, that's it. I'm changing my phone number. I changed my phone number. I cut everybody off because I was tired of all the, I just kind of, my mentality was, man, I just need to hold on to these BCC tokens. I am paying attention to what Bitconnect said. Don't sell your BCCs. BCCs will be right back where it was 6 months from now. That is where my focus is at. And I'm seeing comments here from there. Oh, I'm coming to get you. All these threats, just constant threats. You're going to jail, and like all this hatred. And all this is coming from individuals that I've never seen or heard from before. Everyone who I've known, just a small group of people who I've known, who are referred, who are into Bitconnect, they love me. They love me, man. I'm getting nothing but love from these people, the people who actually could have lost. No, I would say, yeah, they did lose, but if they sold their tokens, but they're still not mad at me, right? So, that's where I'm at. That's the flow. And the thing is that I'm assuming that the authorities are keeping on top of it. I'm assuming that. I don't know, but really, I'm making my videos just in case that there's anybody of authority out there who's looking at the situation. Just like how I was on the fucking chat with Glenn. He's talking about the NSA and Interpol. I'm like, dude, do you work for them? You sound like you work for them. Now, funny enough, me and Trey was in that conversation. He's bringing up NSA and Interpol, and I said, man, you sound like you work for them. No response. Dead air, right? Dead air.